I know a place where dreams are born and time is never planned. It's not on any chart. You must find it in your heart. Neverland. It might be miles beyond the moon, or right there where you stand. Just have an open mind, and then suddenly you'll find Neverland. Hi friends, Miss Bridie back with you at Kids Love Musicals, and I'm so happy to be joining you on this magical musical Monday as we explore the world of Peter Pan. Now that opening song I sang you're going to hear later this week, it's one of my absolute favorites. It's such a beautiful song talking about an adventurous fairy tale land-like place, Neverland. But before we get there, we have to back up a little bit because we have to discuss how Peter Pan came to be. So Peter Pan was actually first a play. And that's different than some of the other musicals that we have been discussing over the last few weeks because most of them started out as a novel or a book, and then they were made into this adaptation that became a musical or a play, into movies, and into all sorts of other material. But this started out first, where the Peter Pan character was introduced in a play, and then a few years later became a novel, and all of that authored by the playwright and author J.M. Barrie. A couple decades later, Disney decided to make it into that movie that we all know and love so well, and a year later there was a Broadway production of it starring the incomparable Mary Martin. She went on to win a Tony and an Emmy for her performance as Peter Pan. Now, if you remember a few weeks back, we were talking about award ceremonies and how our composer and lyricist team of Cinderella, one of them had won an EGOT. If you remember, it was an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony, all 4 awards. And Miss Mary Martin won 2 of those, a Tony Award and an Emmy. We love her production of it, and she, like some other famous women, have done many different productions of Peter Pan. Another one of our favorites is Cathy Rigby, and we will have different clips throughout this week for you to watch of both of them. Now, what do you think makes this story so magical that there are so many different versions of Peter Pan? Truly, I mean, there's Peter Pan, the movie, right? There's Finding Neverland that was both a movie and became a musical. There are so many different adaptations of this. There's Jake and the Neverland Pirates. There's Peter and Wendy. There's another musical called Wendy. There's one of my personal favorites, Hook. Have you guys ever seen that movie? It's one of my favorites. There are so many different adaptations of these adventures of Peter Pan. So he must be a pretty amazing character to have so many different versions happen of him. What makes him so unique? What makes Peter Pan so extraordinary? Well, he's kind of larger than life, right? He's kind of somebody that walks into a room, or maybe I should say flies into a room, and you just want to be around him. He has this infectious charisma, and you want to know more about him, and you want to hang out with him and be with him. Do you guys know anybody in your life like that? Somebody that whenever they're there, your energy or their energy is so big, you just want to feed off of it, or maybe you get more energy just from being around them? Well, I feel like that's exactly who Peter Pan is. It also helps that he has 2 qualities about him that are pretty amazing. Number 1, he can fly. Hello, how cool is that? He can think of these lovely thoughts, and all of a sudden he's up in the air. And he refuses to grow up. He has come to this place in Neverland where he doesn't have to grow up. And so that is another unique quality about him, that he's always going to remain with this childhood innocence. Now, we have a lot more to get to with Peter Pan, and we're going to work on some songs today and another discussion. But first, we have a couple of videos for you to check out so you can see exactly the amazingness of Mary Martin and some of the songs we're about to learn. So click on the videos below, and then you'll find me again after that, and we will sing together.